Welcome to the Lancaster City Council meeting. City Clerk.
City Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Member Doris.
Here.
Molly.
Present.
Mann.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Chris. Harris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And tonight the invocation is who? This is terrible participation. Daryl, would you? Daryl.
No. Before you do that, Allison, could you go check outside?
You want me to go check outside?
Yes.
Why is she checking outside?
He's coming, Allison.
Now asking.
Oh, we got to get rid of the lawyer. Okay.
Everybody, let's pray. Let's stand. That's a shame. You got to do this like this. God, we thank you right now. Thank you for another day. We pray right now that you give us wisdom and knowledge. We pray, God, that you continue to lead us as city leaders and staff, that we honor you in this city. We ask right now for wisdom. You said in your word, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask for it. And we're praying right now, God, that you allow us to do this according to your will that brings you glory, brings you praise. Undeserved, the unneeded. We thank you for all these things. In your son, Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Did I see Giovanni out there? Everybody's got masks.
Yeah.
Giovanni?
Excuse me?
Giovanni, you do the pledge for us?
Oh, yes, of course. Everyone standing, please place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Hey, I said you could do the pledge, not tell us to sit down.
I'm so used to it.
Thank you, Allison.
So can't do that. Do you have something for me to do? Jason, do you have something for me to do the scholarships?
Make a quick presentation when you come down and invite the council down to take photos.
You guys want to come down for this, get the picture?
We'll let you do that first.
Mayor and council, as you know, through the pandemic, you guys led in many different fronts. One of those was the encouraging of vaccine distribution, as well as educating your citizens on the need for vaccination. Part of that was educating our youth, and through your leadership, the council set up a $10,000 Vax Challenge, as well as the Great Challenge. So today we have the honor of recognizing those who are the lucky winners. Just as a quick background, the Vax Challenge, the $10,000 Vax Challenge was for students, correct me if I'm wrong, 16 and older that were able to get vaccinated at the time they were going to get vaccinated, and those would receive one winner would receive a $10,000 scholarship, one would receive a $5,000 scholarship, and many would receive a $50 gift card. So today is the day that we get to announce those winners. The Great Summer Vax Challenge was for the youth from 12 years old to and that challenge was for the schools. Those schools that had the greatest number of vaccinated students would receive a $7,000 award to their school to be placed in however they wish to spend it, hopefully on the students. And the second winner was $5,000, and the third was $3,000. And we have high school winners as well as middle school winners. And right now we'll do those quick announcements. If okay to turn around, quick crowd. Just we got some nice big checks for. I'm going to read off the names. We have some of you here, some of you not. This is going to start with the $50 gift cards. Some of these are Instagram names, so I apologize for the way they're presented. It was a social media competition, so for those students who are out there listening or those that you are here, my favorite is, where'd it go? Number Nerd won $50, so I was like, that's an interesting name, poor child. Instagram or something.
That's Ken.
That's Ken, yeah, or George. That's what we call George here at City Hall. So Number Nerd's not here, but we'll get started. Caitlin Smith, come on up. Is Caitlin here? We have India at the Chronicles of India. And we have Jacob Ballou, Gabriel Perret, number nerd, Ivan Trey Sanchez, Jaslyn Herrera, Christian Tam, Isaac Reyes, Mary Miller. All their contacts if they're not here on these ones. The ones that are 5,000 and 10,000 probably should be
Anybody here?
Yeah. Joseph Trejo, Alfonso Mendoza. So there we go. They're coming on down. There you are. Yeah. We got Sophia Has the Spirit, Elena Campbell Martinez, Alex on the Low Alex, Kristen at Kristen.md. That's goal setting. Abigail Garcia. Yeah, thank you guys. Alondra Murillo and Miracle Idua. So anyway, thank you guys for participating. I don't know if you have any comments to them, but now we're going to announce the $5,000 and $10,000 winners.
Now, they ought to be here.
Yeah. So the first winner, the $5,000 scholarship, is Melanie Rizzo. Is Melanie here? All right, Melanie. Congratulations, Melanie.
Do that over here. Let's get the council in the picture.
One, two, three. Another one. 1, 2, 3.
You get it? She needs the check.
She'll get the check. Yeah. I don't know if you have it right now, but do they have a? No. This is the check is in the mail. The mayor's good for it.
It's been a good month, huh?
Yeah. And the $10,000 winner is Sullivan Salone.
Come on, Sullivan. I love that name.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, how are you going to cash this?
University. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
The second one, I was really tired after my second shot.
Here, what are we going to do with this? Does she take it, or?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll take it.
Hey, listen, Sullivan, you make sure they give you the money. You call me, you don't get it, okay? Okay.
It goes without saying that this stuff we do that's small that matters is all the students that may not be winners were heroes to a certain extent. They were examples to their other students, their other colleagues, their other friends to do the right thing from a public health perspective, and all those people that participated did a fantastic job, so we appreciate them. Now for the schools, we'll start with the middle school winners. There were 33 students at Endeavor Middle School that registered, and the Endeavor Middle School will get $3,000, and I believe the principal is here. So come on down. Come on down, Michelle. Come on down.
Oh, no, I just want to get a picture.
Oh, and then you got to get in the picture.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Dr. Bauer, did you get it?
The second place winner is Joe Walker Middle School.
All right.
And that's a $5,000 winner.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And the number one winner is the Fulton and Alsberry Academy of Arts and Engineering. There we go. There's here.
So how did they win?
They had the most students vaccinated that registered at our site.
And they didn't get killed or hung or anything.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3.
And I will comment, we have Dr. Bowers here. The schools, this is a partnership with the schools, supportive and outreaching to their students, and the partnership was fantastic, and hopefully they spend those funds well. And that the students stay safe and healthy, right, at the end of the day. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Just to say, I mean.
Yeah, that is the purpose. And for high school students, we had the third place winners, $3,000 goes to Eastside High School. Charles Dunn, the principal. And the second place winner is Courts Hill High School, Zach Mercier, principal.
How much does he get?
$5,000. And last but not least is Lancaster High School. John Cleespies, vice principal. Yeah.
Over here.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you.
We good?
Yep. Good. Thank you guys very much for everybody that participated. I would recommend everybody get vaccinated. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot about that tonight. There's going to be new opportunities for the 5-year-olds to 11-year-olds really soon. We're working closely with Kaiser to reopen that site at the fairgrounds to make sure that those are available, free, and accessible, and what was Dr. Trong used to say, and effective, right? So thank you guys for your participation.
Okay, is there a motion to pass the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Wait a minute, she's going to yell at you for no public.
We need to provide an opportunity for the public to comment.
On the minutes?
Yes.
All right. Who out there is brave enough to come up here and talk about the minutes? A soul.
We
All
got
right.
to do it
You got to do
electronically.
it electronically.
Oh, we got to do it electronically.
At this time, anyone wishing to comment on the minutes, please press star 9. I will announce the last 4 digits of your calling number when it is your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please press star 9 at this time if you wish to comment on the minutes. No speakers for the minutes.
So can I vote yet?
You can vote.
Praise God. Then it passes unanimously. What a way to start, huh? Okay. ED1, COVID-19 updates. Are we out of the woods yet?
We're very close.
Good.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me. Welcome back, Mayor. Over the past several presentations, my presentations have gotten shorter and shorter because basically overall. So I'll start with the first slide, please. Oh, I got it. Thanks. So looking at the world numbers, we're at 243 million total cases year to date, 4.9 million deaths. In terms of the 7-day graphs, as you can see, there's a nice downward trend compared to the previous months. The hottest countries remain United States, and it looks like Russia is is having more cases. Apparently, their Sputnik vaccine is not doing well. It's not as effective as the Pfizer, Moderna, and the J&J that we have in the United States. But nevertheless, they are still range similar to the United States. The rest of the world is looking lighter. Average daily census, daily cases are much better than before. In the United States, we are also seeing the downward trend. The 7-day graph is very favorable, as you can see. All the numbers of the 14s are all in the negative range. 25% less cases. Tests are now positive more easily. When you look at the states that are now still affected, Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, the Mountain West region are still seeing moderate cases. The South, this now has improved substantially. It looks like the virus goes through a population 6 to 8 weeks, and once a surge appears, 6 to 8 weeks later, it begins to wane. Even with the Delta Plus or any strain, it looks like 6 to 8 weeks is what we usually count on. Going to our state of California, trend downward of the past 7 days, favorable in the past 14 days. Year to date, we've had about 71,000 deaths in the state. The hotspots in California are basically for us, near us is Inyo, north of us is Sierra County, and far south is Imperial County. LA County is looking very moderately favorable, and also Orange and San Diego, San Bernardino as well. Here in LA County, we improvements in terms of numbers dropping, both in hospitalizations, deaths, and everything else. Right now, we're in the slight orange. It looks like very similar to the previous times when we begin to fade, and it looks like this surge is pretty much very near its end. This is from yesterday's number, 1.4 million cases year to date in LA County, 916 new cases year to date. And thank you, Jason, for this graph. Based near yesterday or today? Yesterday, thank you. And it's basically a similar downward trend. In terms of deaths adjusted per 100,000, LA County is 242. Lancaster were a bit better, 237. Palmdale moderately high, 292 overall. When you look at our hospital census, basically very fair. We usually have the entire floor of COVID now, or half the floor, one quarter of the rooms are being used for COVID at both hospitals. So very, very favorable. So what's the forecast? Here the CDC is forecasting out to November, mid-November, continues a downward trend. And the CDC is also predicting LA County also continues favorable downward trend out to November 15th. Numbers look good. So what's doing it? As the infection goes through the population, we get immunity of those that are infected, and then the vaccinations really help. We are now at 770,000 doses per day, and for the country at all ages, we're at close to 60% fully vaccinated. The goal is 70% or better, and it looks like at this trajectory, we will probably reach on December 17th. Now, there's something has changed. The advisory panel for the FDA has recommended almost unanimously the vaccine for children 5 to 11 years old, and that will increase that will rapidly accelerate the 70% immunity. So more to come. So here, last week, the FDA approved the use of boosters for the Pfizer, the Moderna, and the Janssen J&J vaccine. The Pfizer and the Moderna are interchangeable. It's safe to use either one. You don't have to follow all three. You can interchange. And the Janssen, the J&J, it's by itself, one dose. And studies now showing that it's okay to use either one. And that was last week. So just the update on LA County in general, 71% of the population of LA County is now fully vaccinated. The over 65, we've reached herd immunity quite a while ago at 84%. You go to the LA County website, all the vaccines are now available, and it tells you the Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, who's eligible, who's recommended, who should consider, and virtually everyone would probably qualify. And looking at our Lancaster specific data, we are at 62%. We're very close to 70%. We're very close to there. Oh yeah, this came a couple of hours ago. The FDA panel, as I mentioned, recommends the Pfizer vaccine for kids aged 5 to 11. Basically, it's 1/3 of the strength of the adult dose. And it's a 2-shot series, one given at week 0 and then at 3 weeks later. And over the next several days, the CDC panel will also meet, and then they will also probably recommend the same thing. So FDA has provided emergency authorization, and the CDC will likely follow suit. There's about 28 million children, and this is approximately 20% of the population. So this is another boost for us as a nation to reach herd immunity. And that's all I have. Open for questions. And Dr. Stock.
So thank you, Jonathan. It's really good news. I'm very proud of our community. I'm very proud of this council for the leadership. It's been almost 2 years now, and I think we've steered, with your leadership, this ship quite well. And I think we're seeing some positive results. The one thing we should note is that it's taken a toll on all of us in one way or another. We all have our personal experience through this common pandemic, and that goes. We're seeing that, in healthcare across the nation. There's affecting nursing and other parts of the hospital. As well as EMTs and paramedics. So there are slowdowns and shortages because it's taken such a toll that some people have decided to leave their field, or they've taken a sabbatical, they've taken a break. And so the healthcare system is struggling a little bit right now, to be honest. And so we're all kind of working within that system. So, and this is not the only, we've gone through an economic shortage. Obviously there was the shutdown and everything else that's happened. So there's been a lot of collateral damage throughout this whole thing. And we'll, as we're approaching winter, it's a little ominous because this is our heavy season, the flu season. So we're all kind of bearing down and kind of trying to reach in deep to our resilience and be there for everyone.
So, it's winding down, right?
What's that?
It's winding
Before we
down.
wrap,
Are we winding down?
what?
The winter's coming, so we got to watch that a little bit. Last year, masking and social distancing and other practices, we had a pretty light influenza season, both in the northern hemisphere, United States, and the southern hemisphere, Australia. So both hemispheres had a very mild influenza season because of all the practices. As we loosen up, open up, are we going to see something different? Maybe not. As California, LA County, we're at 70%, and now children are eligible. We're hoping that we're on the right trajectory by December.
Are they going to require vaccines for the kids to go to school?
That I'm uncertain. It sounds like a lot of kids to get vaccinated so they can have in-person schooling, because a lot of children are missing out on that. And there's a balance. And the 17 member that voted in favor of it, there was no, but there's one abstention, simply because they had to balance the cost, the risk, and benefits of this vaccine in children. But it looks like it's a near unanimous recommendation for the FDA to approve.
It certainly would bring us closer to the end of this thing if we got, as well as all the adults vaccinated. We're as close to that as possible.
So let's reassess December 1st.
For sure.
Okay? That'll get us through Thanksgiving. We'll know if there's going to be a resurgence or not. God willing, there won't be. But between now and then, I'd like to see a plan in place where the next one that comes along, we're not waiting for LA Public Health to tell us what to do. We learned a lot. Turns out if we just limited large gatherings, we would have been as successful as we were, hammering people on the masks.
Right.
But I would like a comprehensive plan but I want it so when we see this in the emergency room, this is what we're going to do. I don't want a lot of debate or discussion. I just want it to fall into place. And we could vote on it hopefully 20 years before we need it. But it's probably going to be 2 years before we need it.
Yeah.
So can you guys do that?
Yeah, we're very comfortable. We learned a lot. We've treated a lot. Very comfortable. We see it coming throughout the world. There's a lot of monitoring now. We see it happening in Brazil, for example. We see it happening in Europe. We have a good idea now, so we're very comfortable.
Okay, good. I just don't want to be waiting for others to play politics with it. I want it to just bang. This is what we do. Okay?
Exactly.
Good. You guys were wonderful. The thing about saving hundreds of people's lives is we don't know who you saved, but we do know that we had a very low death toll. And
that we did.
That could have only happened with you guys doing all you did. And I've never seen this community come together in such a cohesive fashion. It's just fabulous, actually.
I think what this has done for our city, and with this council's leadership, is we identified the common good. We saw what we need to do for our families and ourselves, but also what we need to do for our community. And I think that's the results we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I also think as a council we should be thinking about how are we going to honor Samaritan's Purse. They came in with that field hospital for, how long were they here, 2-3 months? And I think we should do something really significant for them. I don't know how you guys felt when they showed up, but
We felt amazed, like, my goodness, the Calvary's here, because we were just out of beds, out of our. Yeah, we were so glad they showed up. Just very timely.
I'd like to have something that we do that will remember them forever, because it was truly amazing what they did. Okay? Good.
Thank you.
You guys were heroic. Thank you. Good.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Can we do ED2 with ED1?
Sure. You want to do it?
There's Jason.
I'm sorry, what?
Jason will do ED2. That way we won't go to public twice.
Okay, you want to do ED2 and then we'll go to the public comment for both? Good.
That's fine.
Just real quick, I touched on it a little bit. We're working closely with Kaiser to set up the fairgrounds again. That'll be for the hopeful surge for the 5-year-olds to 11-year-old vaccinations. We continue to have vaccinations at all of our events, so it's, again, free, accessible, and effective. Just a real quick note, and Tiffany wasn't able to join, about the hospital numbers. is, and this is the importance of the vaccination, 25 cases in-house with the hospital, 2 are vaccinated, hospitalized. So you can see the magnitude of what a vaccination does. So I would encourage, as well, I know the council is and our communication staff is, for people to participate in that vaccination process.
We're probably going to see that rise if people don't get the booster, right?
Yes, the booster is needed because after the second vaccine, your antibodies are only as good for about 6 to 8 months. Then it wanes. And the same thing with natural infection. Someone has antibodies for about 3-4 months at best. So the booster is what is what's really recommended. The more, the better.
So is this something we're going to look forward to every 6 months?
I think so. I think, we do the same with influenza. Every year, a new strain appears, and every 3 years, yeah. So this might be a twice a year until the whole world has reached herd immunity. Back in 1918, influenza throughout the world, we didn't have vaccine, we didn't have treatments. It took about 2 years for the whole world to develop herd immunity. It might be faster because we travel a lot now, but it's going to do that for another 2 years until it ends.
Okay.
I would add that I agree with everything you said. If you do get sick and you think you have COVID or you test positive for COVID, try coming in early to get seen because we do have treatments that are available.
Oh, yes.
We don't want you to wait till you're hospitalized because we do have this monoclonal antibody treatment which is available, and it can't keep you from having your disease progress. Eventually we'll have that tablet we talked about last time, but for right now you can get an antibody infusion, but it works better the earlier you come in.
Right.
So
yeah, that's good news too. Now we have more tools. We talked about the 3 stages of this infection. The first stage is viral replication for 7 days. That's when remdesivir, monoclonal antibodies, antivirals are effective. The second stage is inflammatory. It begins to swell up and your kidneys begin to fail. That's when steroids are helpful to reduce inflammation. And then the final stage is multi-organ failure. That's when we really can't help you. There's not much left to do. So like Dr. Stark says, the earlier the better, and we have more drugs coming, and we're seeing it. We are very happy with these new developments, and of course, ahead, even before the infection, you have the vaccine. So you have vaccine, the 3 stages, everything's working out well. It's good to have.
So do we have enough?
Yes, we have enough. 3 weeks ago, we didn't. One of the antibodies where the federal government took over the distribution, so we were a little tight on that. We had 4 or 5 doses at most at any one time during the day at AV, and maybe 3 doses at Palmdale Regional. But lately, it's been more available. We haven't had, I don't know if you turned away people or not, but we haven't turned away people because we didn't have the doses.
Do we have a projection of when they approve the Merck? Merck has the tablet.
A presentation. Usually it takes about 4 to 6 weeks after the application, the Merck application, so early mid-November. And that's another game changer because now it's a pill. We don't have to give an intravenous injection in the emergency room, which takes an hour, actually 3 hours, because an hour before, an hour after, and all that. So now we just give a pill for mild to moderate disease. Looking forward to that. And it's affordable.
Other viruses?
I'm sorry?
Does that work on other viruses?
University for influenza. But as the COVID pandemic swept through, they looked at the library of drugs and they tested this drug, and it looks really strong, so they went with it. 750 some cases during the trial. They had to stop the trial early because they saw that people receiving placebo got really sick versus the people receiving the actual drug. So they stopped the trial early it's just unethical to continue a placebo trial. Submitted the numbers quickly. So, very favorable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, good. Is there a motion? Public comment, yes.
At this time, anyone wishing to come in on ED1 or ED2, please press star 9. I will announce the last 4 digits of your calling number when it is your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please press star 9 at this time if you wish to come in on either ED1 or ED2. No public comment at this time.
Motion to approve ED1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and ED2.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Let's vote. And it's unanimous. Okay, CC1 is presenting.
You
No
on
speaker cards.
CCEA, CC1?
See if there's any public comment.
At this time, anyone wishing to come in on CCEA, CC1, please press star 9. I will announce the last 4 digits of your calling number when it's your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please press star 9 at this time if you wish to comment on CCEA, CC1. No public comment at this time.
No speaker cards?
None. Motion to approve CCEA, CC1.
I'll second that motion.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. Okay, let's remove CC5. See if there's any speaker cards on the consent calendar.
At this time, anyone wish to come in on the consent calendar, please press star 9. I will announce the last 4 digits of your calling number when it is your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please press star 9 at this time if you wish to come in on the... No speakers at this time.
Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar with the exception of CC5?
Motion to approve the consent calendar as comprised, pulling CC5.
Is there a second?
I second that.
Let's vote. And it's unanimous. Passes. I'm going to recuse myself on CC5. I apparently own some property in the proximity.
We already did public comment on CC5. I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved. I second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept CC5. Let's vote. Passes with 4 yes votes. Mayor Paris abstaining.
New business. Andrea, where is she?
Good evening, Council. The resolutions and items before you are for the upcoming election scheduled on April 12th, 2022. The resolutions include the calling of the election, requesting the Board of Supervisors of the County of Los Angeles to render full services, and rescinding the previous resolution submitted to them for full services. Also to adopt regulations for candidates for elective office pertaining to their filing fees and candidate statements. And the last resolution is pertaining to if there is a tie, that we actually have a special runoff election for that. Also before you, we're requesting that you conduct, direct us to conduct an all-mail ballot general municipal election and approve the following professional services agreement. One, which is Hart Intercivic. They actually provide software equipment and associated services regarding tabulation. and ProVote solution for ballot production, print, and mail services as well. And lastly, we ask that you appropriate an additional amount of $110 to the election budget for a total of $502,973. Some of that is already within the budget. The filing period for the election will begin on December 20th and will end on January 14th, with the exception of those holidays, which is December 23rd through 24th and December 30th through the 31st. I'm available if you have any questions. You may ask them at this time.
Any questions?
You said an all-mail ballot. You meant an all-mail-in ballot, correct?
What is that? Not like all male as in gender, but MAIL, mail-in ballot.
Boy, we might be in trouble.
Yes.
No, females are definitely welcome to join, or whatever your gender
That would
preference.
be
Yeah,
difficult for us to go home, you know that. Okay, is there any public comment?
Well, I have to do that, so at this time, anyone. It's your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please press star 9 at this time and let me go check and see if someone did.
She did that pretty good.
No speakers at this time.
Nothing?
Motion to adopt NB1, adopting Resolution 2154, adopting 2155, rescinding Resolution 2147, adopting Resolution 2156, and adopting Resolution 21-57, and doing E1 and 2, and F.
I'll second that motion.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. I'm really shocked there wasn't any public comment.
Thought we did the mail-in ballot last time and it went pretty smooth.
Mail-in ballot.
Mail-in,
All-mail ballot.
yeah. All
All-mail
Hearing a
ballot.
In.
reoccurring theme here, you know?
in. Got to preface that.
Council reports. Antelope Valley Transit?
We did a tribute to Angela Underwood Jacobs today at ABTA, thanking her for the service representing the city of Lancaster. So we did that today and had our normal Board of Trustees meeting, Board of Directors. And everything is solid over. I think an additional 8 buses on the Georgia contract. We're allowed to buy under their contract for the same prices. So we bought 8 more BYD buses. And in, I think it's January, we're going to have a big press release because we'll be at that time 100% electric.
Congratulations. Thanks.
Good job.
Yeah, good.
Nothing on my end. You missed my last one. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful?
Oh, it was
Oh, yeah,
fantastic.
you missed a bunch of
Fantabulous.
good reports.
It was riveting.
We stayed out for a good 10 minutes.
So did you guys miss me, or did you just save it up for when I was gone?
Both.
We missed you. Yeah.
Okay.
I was almost tempted to sit in your seat.
Almost tempted to send me what?
In your seat.
Oh, sit in my seat.
Almost.
Yeah, he said that if he was tonight,
No.
Mayor.
No.
Yes, you did too.
No.
You told me you were
No,
going to
we're not going to do that tonight.
Okay.
Only when he's gone.
So any of you watch the Game of Thrones?
Yes.
This chair is sort of like that chair.
Be careful, the king went crazy.
It is not comfortable. Okay, good. Hey, I hear you got an event at the church, right?
Me?
Yeah. What is that?
Same time as the beer event. if God's going to win out on the beer.
Well, can they come intoxicated?
Yes, they can. We'll have plenty of trash cans.
So they're honoring Daryl at his church for 19 years, right?
That, and because 2020 was shut down, I didn't get to have a celebratory celebration for being elected to city council, so it's a dual thing. Yeah.
Well, it ought to be packed now that you're a council member and a pastor.
Only Laker games are packed.
Well, let's get some Lakers guys. I'll see everybody there, hopefully.
Hear those crickets?
Crickets, yeah. All right. City clerk.
Got city manager.
What?
Forgot the city manager.
Oh, I forgot the city manager. How could I forget the city manager?
I'm forgettable, sir. A couple updates. A couple weeks ago, we had the SGH2 signing ceremony and an offtake agreement with Iwatani. It's another success story in our quest to become a hydrogen city. We have a short video for that, and Mayor may want to comment on that as well. In addition, there was an official declaration signing with Namie, Japan, that many of us took part in at 4 in the morning. So give your mayor credit. He was up really early serving us, and it was a great event. And also participated in the ministerial, which was I think a first of its kind that a mayor participated in the Japanese ministerial energy program. So we have many successes in the hydrogen front, and we continue to have more, and hopefully more announcements to come. In addition, we had a successful event this weekend at Hunt at the Hangar, thanks to our park staff, and we have a short video for the Hunt at the Hangar. That Marvin did not win the best costume contest. He did have 144 votes, though.
That's more than he got when he ran for council.
We didn't plan that, sir. We've just been doing this a long time.
Check one.
I used Ken last time. I got to spread it around. And also coming up, because it's again event season, we have November 6th is the Field of Drafts. So tickets are still on sale. I think the VIP is sold out, but happy to have it back again this year. And Saturday, November 27th is Small Business Saturday on the Boulevard. So it's sponsored by the Boulevard Association, so take part in those events coming forward. MOA has a free early stage Alzheimer's virtual tour on Thursday the 28th to participate in, and they're hosting a free printmaking workshop on November 18th, so participate in that. I don't want to forget LPAC. I know that we've talked a lot about the events going on, but LPAC has a full house and a full shows. So take the opportunity to get out to LPAC, some great shows going on. There are tickets available for many of the shows, so get out there and participate. It's a great event, and that group does a great work. And again, road work, I'll say it again, there is a lot of road work going on out there, so we appreciate everybody's patience. You can refer to our website for identify road closures and things of that nature, but bear with us. We've got a large road system that needs a lot of work, so bear with us on that. And sometimes the unsung heroes are our Public Works Department and our Parks Maintenance crews. So many of you remember the windstorm that happened a couple weeks ago or last week. Just kind of report on what happens. Most of these things happen in the middle of the night while we're all sleeping, but 33 trees fell down in parks and ways, 50-plus damaged trees that we had to go take care of and get out of the roadways. And proud of our DS team for jumping on the issues and staying up late at night to make sure that when you're in bed, they're cleaning stuff up. So hopefully in the morning you can get out driving and taking care of business. So I want to give a shout out to those guys as well. And with that, I am done.
Thank you.
I have a question. What is the naming policy of you keep calling it the Jethawks, and if they're not coming back, what is the name?
I'll probably have to look that up. I don't have that off the top of my mind, but it is not named anything. I can verify what it is, but I believe the city council has authority to name it kind of whatever you want to name it.
Can you bring us back something that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
there's a noticing period too when we're looking at names, so we'll need to go through that noticing and posting. I don't remember the details right now, but I do know we have that obligation.
Okay.
Darrell Lee Doris, Senior. No? Okay. I said the Darrell Lee Doris, the DLD Event Center.
Well, we'll certainly consider that.
Is that the concession, the snack bar we're going to name after you, Darrell?
Okay.
I'll second that, Ken.
Okay, that was a motion, and there's been a second for the snack bar.
Be nice. So what's your pleasure? Shall we do telephone first, or shall we do the speaker cards first?
Let's do the telephone.
Okay.
The City Council Agency Authority on non-agendized matters. Speaker cards can be found on the back table of the council chambers. For those who are joining telephonically or virtually and would like to comment on non-agendized items, please press star 9 at this time. I will announce the last 4 digits of your calling number when it is your turn to speak. Please state your name and eliminate any background noise. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Please keep in mind, state law prohibits the City Council from acting on items not listed on the agenda, and your matter may be referred to the city manager. Thank you. And there aren't any speakers for non-agendized items.
You did it well. What are those?
I don't know.
We got new business cards? Let me see one. Hey, how come Marvin got them and I didn't? I didn't get that one either.
Marvin passes his out.
Marvin passes his out. I kind of like these.
What's cool about those, they're branded, but they're also technology and environmentally friendly. Is all you got to do is tap it on somebody's phone and it automatically transfers to their contacts list. But what's cool about it, you get their contact.
Doesn't answer the question. How come Marvin and Darrell got one and I didn't?
Got one what? You got one in your hand.
No, that's his.
Oh, it's probably up in your box. You got one there.
Technically, we didn't get ours first either, Mr. Mayor. We were shown by some of the officials had theirs first before us.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Like the city manager, I'm not telling, or the director, finance.
You know, this used to be a democracy. Okay, Alice Hawkins, come on down. Where are you?
Hello, good evening. My name is Alice Hawkins, and I'm a senior in this community, and I have a complaint. My complaint should have come maybe a year ago, but I'm just getting to it. The loud noise. We have cars that backfire, motorcycles, and this is from 9 o'clock, and I live in this community. From 9 o'clock to about 4 in the a.m. Sometimes I get up during the night, and I hear loud cars, fireworks, backfiring of motorcycles, backfiring of cars all night long. And this is started since the pandemic. So I was thinking maybe the pandemic had something to do with harassing the seniors. This is terrorizing to a lot of seniors. We had Fire Park right here, and one of the seniors ran, and we came out front. If you knew about it, they had sent a letter around, and the lady thought it was the end of the world. She actually thought that we were being bombed, and it was just that loud. But lately it's calmed down. I still hear the loud car noises all night, and it's apartment adjacent to my patio, not in our complex, but it's a younger apartment complex, and they throw off fireworks all night. Now, late, they bounce their music 2 and 3 in the morning, and if you had your mom, and your mom said, hey, son, this is too noisy, I need to move. I mean, what would you do? I mean, say something for us, because most of the seniors won't speak up because they think they're going to get kicked out of their complex. I live in a low-income housing, and I think something should be done about it. Not only that, we have milky water. Do you have anything to do with that? Our water is milky and cloudy, and it clears up, though. It takes about 10 seconds, and it begins to clear up. But I don't drink it. I'm afraid to shower in it, really. But anyway, thank you.
Mrs. Hawkins, we will fix that. Can we? We'll enforce that. And can we have somebody look into the water issue before it's a problem? Okay? Let's get it. Mrs. Hawkins, what we'll do is we'll get the water tested.
Yes.
Okay, oftentimes the color is not an issue, but
737 West Jackman.
yes.
In that complex.
Yeah, we have your card, we have your address. We'll take care of it.
Check it out.
Okay? And can you give us, an informal report back? Thank you. Thank you for coming and bringing that to our attention. Okay? Jose Jacinto? What is this?
Good evening. My name is Jose Jacinto. I am a resident of the Antelope Valley and also a recent volunteer for the Smoke-Free Outdoor Area Coalition in Lancaster. I want to start off by thanking you all for your efforts that you've made to protect our community from COVID-19 and ensuring our health comes first. With that being said, I feel that we can take it one step further by also making sure that our community breathes in clean air. According to an article from Hawkins Medicine, a direct quote from Panagis Galiastos, who is an expert on lung disease at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center, states secondhand smoke can propel viruses into the air from the nose and throat. He goes on to say e-cigarettes create aerosols, even more of a problem than combustible cigarettes in spreading the coronavirus. According to the State of Tobacco Control in 2020, California local grades produced by the American Lung Association, the city of Lancaster currently has a grade of F in regards to smoke-free outdoor air. This grade is based on the smoking restriction adopted by local communities in 7 outdoor areas: dining areas, entryways, public events, recreational areas, service areas, sidewalks in commercial areas, and outdoor work sites. In the 5 outdoor areas, the city is given a point value between 0 and 4 based on the strength of their local ordinance. In 2 of the outdoor areas, which are sidewalks in commercial areas and work sites, the city or county is given a point value of 0 or 1 based on their local ordinance. For example, currently the city of Lancaster has only 2 points for service areas, which means smoking is restricted at some types of service areas, but not all. In order to get the highest points, which would be 4, smoking would need to be restricted areas. In all other 6 outdoor areas, they'll have 0 points. The only way that we can change our grade is by implementing a comprehensive smoking ordinance specific to these areas. I firsthand have seen how COVID and smoking can impact someone's life. One of my best friends, who's unfortunately currently a smoker, actually caught COVID, and he continued to smoke and had to be rushed to the hospital due to breathing complications. Thankfully, he's still here today, but I know there are many that are not. It is my deepest hope that the City Council considers agendizing the draft ordinance your next City Council meeting so we can take the necessary steps to continue to protect our community. Thank you so much for your time and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Is it Elva Rodriguez?
Good evening, City Council members. My name is Alpha, and I'm a resident of Lancaster, active member of Smoke-Free Outdoor Area Coalition, where we advocate for more smoke-free outdoor areas due to the harmful effects of secondhand smoke. Previously, another members of our coalition addressed the issue of secondhand smoke exposure and air quality. I wanted to add to those comments and share some other facts on the need for a comprehensive ordinance in regards to the issue of secondhand smoke exposure. According to the CDC, secondhand smoke exposure causes an estimated 41,000 deaths each year among adults in the United States. Exposure is also harmful in pets, causing asthma and respiratory symptoms. According to the survey conducted by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health Office of Health Assessment and Epidemiology, the percentage of adults affected by the COPD and emphysema by tobacco alone in the LA County is 18.4%, and in the Antelope Valley it is 58.9%, and those that have died from lung cancer associated with tobacco use. In LA County it is 22.4%, and in the Antelope Valley it's 42.5%. The first time I heard this number, I was shocked. Mayor Perry's, when the Queens made their public comment in July, you had asked if the park are smoke-free in Lancaster, and there was no clear answer or response. Well, you know that no, they are not. The city of Lancaster has no currently ordinance that prohibit smoking in indoor areas here in Lancaster. My children and I go to the park often and have been forced to leave because of the overwhelming amount of litter I see in the playground areas. I say this to you because I have been part of the Smoke-Free Outdoor Areas Coalition for 2 years, and in these 2 years we have done a lot of educating to the community. You asked the Queens to present you with a draft to the community in this issue. Well, over a year ago, we presented a draft ordinance to the city attorney office, and still we haven't heard anything. I'm asking that the city council brings forward this draft ordinance to have agendized and discussed at the next city council meeting. The city has made so many efforts in regards to the COVID-19. Let's take it one step further and protect the health of everyone now that clean areas are needed more than ever. Thank you, City Council members.
Thank you. Could we see that ordinance? Go ahead and put it on the agenda. Okay.
Yeah, the ordinance is prepared, and we'll put it on the agenda for your introduction and then approval.
Okay.
It's
well,
prepared.
I don't know that we're going to approve it, but
okay,
but
fair
let's
enough.
get it on the agenda and see. Okay.
It's ready to be put on the agenda.
I mean, certainly the parks should be smoke-free, right? All right, good. We can talk about it then?
Just comment, the hospital, AV Hospital is a smoke-free environment, and, what's that?
I said, usually you see people on
Well, it may well be. I mean, there are people that are addicted to nicotine, but we try and help the patients so they come in with nicotine patches. But if they have a park where kids can go, where it's
All right.
free of smoke, it's a good idea.
Next meeting, okay? You're welcome. Thanks for coming. David Paul.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, good evening. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I'm really looking forward to things getting back to normal. The one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, I signed up on Facebook for this group of AV police scanners. What a different world that is, because these notices pop up all the time of the calls that come in, and it's almost disheartening to see how much activity is going on that has to be responded to. And today was a thing at Lancaster High School, and there was reports of a big to-do over there, and that just got me thinking, you know, all these calls to defund the police and stuff, it just seems silly with all that activity, and you know, the law enforcement, they see all this stuff. I mean, I get disturbed by just to the calls, reading the calls. You know, it's much like the doctors. They face life and death every day, all day, and that wears on them, and it wears on the staff, the first responders, and you were talking about Dr. Stuck. But no one's calling to defund the doctors. So, you know, it's, I don't really have a opinion on it all, other than we need to support law enforcement and find a way to get our high schools safe for all the students, because nobody wants to see a young man have a charge put on him and follow him the rest of his life because they're young. But I think there are people working on this, and I look forward to helping any way I can. Bill Warford put up a post in another state where there's a bunch of large duty, and they have T-shirts, and I want one of those T-shirts because I'm a dad, and I would love to get in there and help and give guidance, and you know, that's all the young men really need is role models and guidance and proper support. So we have to work on that, but it's just a pleasure. I love coming to these meetings, and you know that I love it. Yeah, I'm glad that we're going to get back to normal here and have more opportunities to get more citizens involved, because that's always been a thing I've never understood why, with all the fun that can take place at these meetings, more people don't come. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for what you do. Thank you.
I think it's a perspective on what's fun.
Fran.
Tangle up on the cords down below. Good evening, Mayor Paris, Vice Mayor Chris, and council members, and all the staff and ladies and gentlemen that are here. My name is Fran Saras, and first of all, I want to say about this smoking coalition. I've been working with them, or I've been in their community. We've been working with this for over, and I'm here to support the program. They're asking for an ordinance to hopefully keep people, like they said. I won't reiterate what they said because they already said it. Smoking in public. Even where I live, I get a lot of cigarette butts in my front yard. And I don't mean just a handful. But anyway, that's one thing. My next thing I wanted to bring up is they were working on Jackman during last week sometime, and they covered up the sewer systems, the outlets or the inlets of the sewer systems with plastic, and they haven't come and taken that plastic off, and so all the debris is backing up. There's a sewer right by the fountain on Jackman, and there's another sewer system further down going towards Sierra Highway. And I could just see the debris pick up. Maybe they're going to do it tomorrow, I don't know, but it's been there for a few days. And as far as the cloudy water, I'm glad the young lady brought it up because I've noticed it myself. And sometimes I even got some black, and I saved it, some new black pellets in my hot water when I turned on my hot water. And I said, what's this cloudy stuff? I thought maybe because I hadn't used it for a while, and maybe it was just a buildup of some kind of from the pipes or whatever. But I saved it, and I did just in case if I needed to fix my plumbing. And I basically also want to say I enjoy coming to these meetings because I personally appreciate that you give me the freedom to speak and say, and I am very grateful to this. I see, for the first time, I'm running out of time, and I appreciate all of you, and thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Fran. And last but not least, Heather Varden. So are you still a big shot in LASA? So you've been there about a couple months now, and have we seen an increase in our funding?
Not yet. Not yet.
Anybody? Is there a plan?
Well, I'm here tonight to talk about the 2022 Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. My name is Heather Varden. I'm the Community Relations Coordinator for Service Planning Area 1 with LASA, the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. The homeless count data is key to understanding demographic changes and for the allocation of resources to address the homelessness crisis. The homeless count data captures changes in the populations experiencing homelessness and policies to address this crisis, informs funding decisions. It is crucial to humanize the issue of homelessness. That is why we are always conscious that behind any number there is a person with their own unique story and circumstances. The Service Planning Area 1 homeless count will be conducted on January 27th of 2022. And this year we're excited to announce that we will be launching a new mobile app to support data collection. The Aikido Connect app will be available for download on the Apple App Store and Google Play App Store and accessible on Apple and Android smartphones. The app is designed specifically for LASA's annual homeless count, informed by the feedback of LASA staff, community advisors, and past volunteers. I'm also excited to announce that in Service Planning Area 1, we will be doing a pilot of the count with this mobile device this coming Friday on October 29th, 2021, with the specialized outreach teams. And that's all.
Oh, where's the money?
Well, hopefully we'll see more in this area after the count, depending on what the numbers are. I have been in talks with Jason. I think we are going to be using LEAPS again for the count in January. So that was very helpful in the 2020 count, which is the last one that we did.
So Heather, I was in Austin, Texas. They got a huge homeless situation. But every homeless, the tents were everywhere, but it was clean, and it was orderly, it was presentable. What are they doing that we're not?
Are they providing trash cans at the locations?
Oh, you are so evil.
Would be helpful.
That's a thought. Let's work on that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Good, thanks. Okay, that's it on the speaker cards. Any comments from the city council? Are we ready to go home? Okay. The city council will adjourn the meeting in memory of longtime Antelope Valley resident and journalist Vern Lawson Sr. A member of the greatest generation, Vern was born in 1925. 1944 and was assigned to Denver until the end of World War II in 1945. Vern then started at the USC School of Journalism, selecting the major by asking which course of study had the fewest mathematics requirements. Vern received a job offer from the Ledger-Gazette in Lancaster 1 week before graduation. He proceeded to write and edit for various local newspapers, with his lengthiest tenure at the for over 70 years, until shortly before his passing at age 95. His colleagues described him as a brilliant man of unwavering integrity with an excellent sense of humor. Vern was the father of Vern Lawson Jr., who served as Lancaster's first city manager and led the city's economic development efforts for decades. He is survived by Vern and his sister Dana, as well as numerous stepchildren, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. He will be missed. 70 years. Could you imagine the impact he's had on this valley, writing articles day after day? I mean, he was a major factor in forming the culture that exists today. The next meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, November 9, 2021 at 5 p.m. The meeting is adjourned. Carol, my day is done and I'm coming home.